Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Shelly here and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the thumbnail and the title of today's video, I'm gonna be trying a super beat flawless foundation, concealer, highlights, and contour routine today. I seen that video that Tati filmed with Scott Barnes and I seen that whole routine, and the first thing that clicked in my head was Tailormadejane. I've been watching Tailormadejane for years and she has been doing her makeup literally almost the same way for years, and I've never seen Scott Barnes do anybody's makeup because I don't follow him. I don't know what he does. I don't know his work. That's the first time like I'm seeing his work when he filmed that video with Tati. But when I saw that video, in my head I was like, but Tailormadejane have been doing that. Tailormadejane have been doing that. It's so funny because from way back when I wanted to recreate that video and then I didn't do it and I just got like demotivated with makeup because I feel like my makeup videos don't get a lot of views. So I'm gonna be doing kind of like the same routine today. My primer of choice today is the Laura Mercier foundation primer. One of my absolute favorite primers of all time. Like I freaking love this stuff because I have dry skin and it just leaves my face super moisturizing, and then it also does a really good job when acting as a primer. Alright, so the first thing she's doing is adding her concealer to her face. Now I can already tell you guys right off the bat that my face is not going to look as highlighted as her face because her highlight is really light and she's using a tiny brush to apply that to her face. I'm just going to go ahead and use Too Faced or ColourPop. These are so good, both of these. I think I'm going to use ColourPop. And this shade is Deep Golden 60, and I'm just going to apply to all the areas that she applied her concealer. So she kind of started really low from her eyes. She dragged that all the way out like that. This concealer, she also dragged it right over her upper lip underneath her nose. And I'm sorry if I'm not looking in the camera, you guys. I'm looking at my mirror. She basically blended the product into place, but blended like downwards and got rid of all those harshness. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to blend this downwards. Her concealer is so light, you guys. I would die. Like, I cannot go in with that light of a concealer. I just couldn't do it. Like, sis is so brave when it comes to certain things that I definitely could not. Then she went in with her foundation. She used the Too Faced foundation, but I don't have that. So I'm going to go in and use my Juvia's Place foundation. And this is in the shade Malawi. Now, this is probably a different consistency from the one that she's using, but I absolutely love this foundation. The coverage is amazing, and it's like, this foundation is like bulletproof. Like, it's so good. She's going right around the areas of her face with this foundation, so I'm just gonna dab my brush in this. And she basically just started to go right on top of her foundation. Oh, she didn't go there. Now, she used a concealer as her contour shade. I'm going to be using a foundation stick. This is the foundation stick from Anastasia, and this is in the shade Ebony. I'm gonna go right in this area because she did like little dabs of the foundation, so I'm gonna put that there. She went on the side, right around the forehead. She didn't go in and start blending out her contour right away. She started blending out that concealer that's right up underneath her eye. Now I feel like I need to add some more, like maybe because we use two different concealers, I'm not getting the same consistency of concealers that she did, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more and blend that down. Then I'm going to go back in with another dome brush, and I'm going to use that to blend out my contour. Now, the whole concept is to try to mimic just her routine. Of course, my face and her face is not going to look the same because of the different products that we're using. I just wanted to mimic her routine just to see how my face was going to look. So now she goes back and add more concealer to her face to highlight her face a lot more. And this shade, you guys, you see how light that is, honey? I can't do that. So what I'm going to use is Too Faced in Butterscotch. This one is a little bit lighter, but I'm going to use this one. I'm going to go right up in this area. Add it to my chin. Up through this area. And down the center of my nose. Now she's blending that out with a brush. Sis, you and these brushes, like, I just can't deal. I'm going to use this brush from Morphe. This is their G3 blending brush, and I'm going to use this to blend out this concealer. One thing that I noticed that she did that I always do, I always go back and try to like get all those harsh lines blended together with my contour. So I'm just going to take the same brush that I used to blend out my contour, and I'm going to go around the edges of my concealer just to get those blended out. Now her face, honey, her face is way much more than I got going on, like way much more. And that's the routine that works for her. That's not something that I'm looking for. So the intensity of her products, I cannot go that route. So that's why I'm staying on the safe side, though I'm still following her routine. I'm gonna go in and contour my nose. So she went in and set underneath her eyes, like all the areas that she highlighted, with the Sasha Buttercup setting powder. I don't have that powder anymore. I used it all up years ago. So one of my favorite powders is the Beauty Bakery flower powder, and this is in the shade yellow. So it's the shade is kind of similar to the Sasha Buttercup. Now I didn't see if she used a brush to add her powder. I didn't see if she used a sponge to add her powder. I don't know what she used, but I'm going to use this beauty sponge from Shop Miss A. And she looks like she's baking, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to dust off the product. I'm just going to go ahead and just use it to bake this area. You guys, I'm switching to the Juno sponge because that sponge is just putting the product all over my doggone face. And she went ahead and just add the powder. right in this area. Now hers is dramatic. Like when I say dramatic,
we're gonna take our Zulu palette. I'm pretty sure you guys probably know this trick already, because I know y'all watch the greats. We're gonna take our Zulu palette and we're gonna use this brown right here as a contour shade. It leaves your face really bronze, really beautiful, really warm. Look at that.
I don't have the Zulu palette, so I'm gonna take my Sephora Pro contour palette, and this is in the deepest shade. And I'm gonna take this shade down here called Jet Setter because Epic is just way too deep for my skin tone.
Yes, sis, bronze me up, sis. Ooh, she's cute. She's really cute, y'all. Look at the difference already. Look at that. Just straightforward. Look at the difference. This looks amazing. I'm gonna do my forehead and then I won't really see the difference. I'm only gonna do half my forehead. Y'all, look at the difference. What the freaking heck? Like how?
I think the reason why my face doesn't look exactly like her face is because I feel like she used a brush to apply her setting powder, and I should have never used a sponge. I should have used a brush as well. I would have got a more defined look with my setting powder. So next time I'll know to use a brush to apply my setting powder, because I do have brushes that I feel like would do an okay job, but I'm not that far off. So let me just finish putting this contour on my face.
Guess what? I cracked mine just yesterday. I've never used a brown in this palette. I cracked it yesterday, and look at all that's gone already. Not yesterday.
Now I'm gonna have to get that Zulu palette because
I'm gonna take
I don't have that. All that excess powder is gone from her face. She has blush on. She looked like she set her face with a setting spray. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get through all of that, okay? And I know she mentioned something about her all over face powder. I don't have that powder. So what I do have and I absolutely love is the Sephora micro smoothing powder. This is in the shade Deep. I'm going to pick this up on this Morphe E54 flat top kabuki brush. I know this brush is not the ideal brush that most people would use for this step, but because it's so big and so compact, I am not going to use this for foundation. I think I'm going to use this for my overall setting powder. Oh my god, this freaking ice cream truck. Alright you guys, what I'm going to do here is take my Fenty Beauty contour powder, and this is in the shade Mocha Mommy. She's still using the Zulu palette from Juvia's Place, which I don't have, so she bronzed the heck out of her skin. So that's what we're about to attempt to do. I'm sorry I had to do a voiceover for this part because the ice cream truck, he would just not leave. Oh my god. You guys, I don't know what she did to underneath her eyes, but it seemed like she went back and added something underneath there. I don't know what it is. I tried to use the Black Opal Ultra Matte Foundation powder underneath my eyes. It didn't give me the same look as how dramatic hers is. But I'm going to go in with this blush called Premier from the same palette from Sephora. And I'm just going to add that all over my cheeks. I think I ended up adding way much more highlighter than she did because it didn't look like, yeah, I don't see any highlighter on her forehead.
Urban Decay. It's the Hi-Fi Shine. I love this color.
Yeah, I didn't see any highlighter on her forehead or her cheeks like I have. So I'm going to spray my sponge with my setting spray. And I'm gonna go over the areas that I highlight just to tone it down a bit. I'm just gonna add my Fenty Gloss Bomb. And that is the finished look, you guys. I cannot say that I absolutely love this routine more than my normal routine. I actually don't. I don't think that my face looks as good as if I had done my own kind of routine. It's actually a fun routine to play with, but am I in love with it? Am I going to do it again? I don't think so. I kind of love my routine more than how I love what's on my face right now. So I don't know, maybe because her face looks completely different from mine. Like, sis face looks beat, okay? Like, she is beat for the gods. I don't know, I feel like it's because she kept skipping steps. That's why my face does not look as flawless as hers. But overall, it looks nice. That routine works for her, which is perfect. I love her makeup tutorials. However, I feel like I get a more flawless look with my own routine, if you feel what I'm saying. If you've never tried out this step before, try it. See how it works for you. I know we all use different products, so our face is not going to look the same, but it was a fun little routine to play with. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure that you subscribe before you leave if you're not subscribed already. Like this video and comment down below. Tell me what videos you guys would like to see next, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.